Good evening. I am here. It is 12:17 on Sunday, January 5th. Excuse me. Hey, I wasn't here Thursday, like I said I was gonna be. Just had stuff come up, and also I wasn't feeling super great at the time. I can't even remember what I was doing, honestly. Just wasn't feeling up to streaming. And then last night I was socializing with people, like I usually do on Fridays, though not over VR chat, because my internet speed was kind of garbage last night. Hey, Roxas Enjoyer, how you doing? I'm thinking a lot about the ice bears from Wario Land 3. Hope you're doing good. Those are good enemies. Big, chubby ice bears. I'm doing well. I'm here. I was going to do a bit of a ramble tonight, but I think I'm going to save it for tomorrow. But if you're wondering what the deal with the Brothership is, I will be finishing that tomorrow night. I will be here early enough to get it done, and if there's time left over, we'll do some Spelunky. So it'll be a nice finale to that game. Tonight, though, we're gonna start Case 2 of Ace Attorney Investigations 2, and yeah, it's gonna be good. Hopefully, we can get through 2 segments without stopping here. I really wanted to be here like an hour earlier just to have extra time, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm here now. Let me just check stuff real quick. So, what am I doing here? Okay. So I checked the eShop. Fug. Hey Fox, how you doing? So I've checked the eShop. You cannot get the bonus music for the second game. They just don't offer it for some. I don't know what the deal is. Hello. How you doing? Anyway, last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2, we investigated a fake presidential assassination, and we stopped. Well, we didn't stop it from happening. It happened, but someone was killed in the process, and we found out that the person responsible was one of the president's bodyguards, a cool dude named Bronco Knight, and we figured out the murder. We got him arrested, and surely that's the end of the story, and he's not going to reappear in any way, shape, or form for the rest of the game. So anyway, here's episode 2, The Captive Turnabout. Let's ghost up here. There we go. All right, we'll human up too. Oh, damn, well, I guess I was wrong. Durg. Barfk. Let me switch to human here. March 27th, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, Visitors Room. Still no sign of them, huh? Yeah. How long do they intend to keep us waiting? Now, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure the guard will bring him any second now. Killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident at the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who's been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I'm to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, what's going on? I don't know, sir. I'll go and check. We've got a situation. It's Knight. He He's been killed! What? Whoa, that was a bad, Gumshoe voice. What? 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 Oh god, I can't. I've like lost the voice there. Killed? In the detention center? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Right, guard, take us to the scene of the crime at once. Yes, sir. Your life, your choice. So it didn't happen in the holding cells, but surely that's where he was being held. What's the holdup? The crime scene's this way! Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to... the prison proper, yes. You mean those other cells aren't part of the prison? Not exactly, no. Those are the detention center's holding cells. That's where defendants are kept while they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose. Yeah, it's where people who are convicted serve out their time. Suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want to be. Unlock it, sir. Please, follow me. That's Knight, all right. But he's... dead. How could this have happened? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? March 27th, 10:32 a.m. Prison. Workshop. This is horrible. How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered? I can hardly believe it myself, but there could be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes. And what's he doing here? Thought he's being held in the detention center, no? He was. He must have been. His trial hadn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspects are to be kept in cells separate from the main prison. Only those who've been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There's no way Knight should have been in here. Maybe he wandered his way over? The detention center and the prison are separated not only by two heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. I mean, he could have gone to the office area and into the workshop from there. That's literally down on the map. Hey, Ayla. Kermit sandwich, hell yeah. Map of the facility, including the detention center and prison proper. Blah, 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 blah. I suppose we better take a closer look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this. Anything out of the ordinary to report, officer? Yes, sir. There's this one thing. Go on. There's a body in the workshop, sir. He's right. That's definitely out of the ordinary. If anything else occurs to you, you know where to find me. This part of the floor is covered in dirt. You know what that means, sir? Footprints. Too many footprints, unfortunately. We'll need a specialist to identify them. Guess we just gotta wait till forensics gets here. Yes, and in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it. Meanwhile, look who's the only one actually standing on the dirt there. Wouldn't want to slip up and get the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks. Did you just start Case 2 last time, or did you get the start of this quickly? I just started it. I've been streaming for 10 minutes, and I think the last 5 was the start of this case. This just starts immediately, like it starts with the murder, and then it opens, because Edgeworth's here to question Knight, who's now dead. My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket, detective. Seems to be a list of prisoner reservations for this workshop. What are all these numbers, Mr. Edgeworth? Prisoner numbers, I'd imagine. Hate to be given a number like that. I'd rather agree. People are meant to have names. Much rather be called Great Thief or the Second Yatagarasu. Alright, no name for you then, I guess. Yes, sir? Arrested for murder on the afternoon of the 25th and killed on the morning of the 27th. Talk about instant karma. It'd be funny if karma showed up in chat right now. Never would have thought our perp would turn out to be a victim, would turn into a victim himself, though. Yes, I don't like this at all. You don't think it was that ice cream guy, do you, sir? Knight had seen his face, right? Maybe he couldn't afford to let him live. Shelley Day Killer, you mean? No, if this were his doing, he would surely have left a calling card. And besides, Knight isn't the only one who knows what he looks like. We do too. Oh yeah, and I guess we're still alive, so... Still, this is a high-security facility. Just don't understand how this would even be possible. Yeah, they skipped over your birthday on the 26th. This is probably the fastest investigation a case has ever been in this series. Yeah, I would say the first case was definitely a bit more drawn out at the beginning. I mean, that being said, like, it does go pretty quickly. Just because, you know, you're already involved in these from the beginning. It's not like Ace Attorney, where it's a normal Ace Attorney, where it's like, Phoenix is like, I wonder what I'm gonna do today, and then it's like, hey, Phoenix, go to the detention center, there's someone there who wants to see you. Now you're roped up in this case, and now you could go here and investigate it. And no, and here you're already doing the investigating. So I have 3 drinks tonight. I have a bottle of water, I have my green tea, and then my brother got Taco Bell for dinner, and I got a mango brisk tea, and it's pretty good. I've got like half of it here, so yeah, I'm sipping on that right now. Guess it makes sense having the detention center and the prison in the same building. It means they could share their visitor room. Indeed, it's an unusual design, but it's certainly convenient for anyone visiting. I like that they acknowledge that that's not normally how a prison would work. Yeah, but then why have 2 different areas in the first place? For the 2 different classes of detainees, of course. Those pre-trial and those post-trial. 2 facilities may be housed in the same building in this case, but they're actually quite different. All I know is that they're both cramped and dark, and don't let you leave when you want. Perhaps spending a night in each would help clarify the differences between them. No, I'm good, thanks. Guess specifically fastest to get to investigate a body. Yeah, I'd agree. This one probably edges out the quicker one, the other quick ones by maybe a couple minutes or so. They really don't waste any time. Like, you show up, you're like, we're here to talk to Bronco, and then the guy's immediately like, yeah, he's dead. Follow us. Bronco Knight, age 24, the victim. He was killed while being detained in the detention center's holding cells. His body was discovered in the prison proper. Time to inspect every suspicious-llicking nook and cranny. Indeed, this area is too big to take in all at once. Fortunately, I could use the R stick to look further up or down. I'll scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. I like how, Kay said the line from the previous game, and now Edgeworth says the new line. You got a Discord or a schedule? I don't really have a schedule. I do have a Discord, but it's very dead. It's literally being used by 2 people, me and one of my friends. That's it. I kind of stopped advertising it because it's just, you know, there's not really a need for me to have a big community like that right now. I could use the R stick to look up or down, looks around. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah. As for my schedule, I don't have a set one, but usually 3 to 4 times a week from about 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like, East Coast of the U.S. So, like, right now, really. Usually I don't stream Fridays. That's, like, the only day I like, never stream. Except when I do, which is very rarely the case. Honestly, if you have Blue Sky, you could follow me there, and I always post the announcements when I go live there. Looks like a pulley of some kind. Maybe the prisoners use it for work? I suppose so, yes. Okay, so I know you're gonna say no, but absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope. Ah, I knew it! Should have known you were being serious. Gotta clear your Discord server list because I don't want to interact with some enough. I don't interact with some enough because they get pushed down by random servers to join for a single purpose or whatever. Oh yeah, I have mine organized, but like I just can't bring myself to leave any of the ones that are actually active. It's frustrating. Weird having something like this in a prison, huh? A cage inside a cage. Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made up of cages, but cells. What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you gotta look at the basic nature of things more. Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. Doesn't really look like there's anything here. There was a rope in your knight's body, too. Speaking of which, want to see my super stealthy rope escape trick? Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm in need of saving. She seems genuinely disappointed. I mean, she's done that already once for you, like 2 weeks ago. These tarps are rather colorful. Seems out of place in a room like this. Wonder what they're used for. Kind of stand out in a room like this, don't they? They certainly don't look like they belong in a prison. Look, there's a whip on top of them. You know who that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers? Maybe she left it here? Not a chance. She and her whip are attached at the wrist. Trust me. I like Discord servers to have a schedule, at least a hey, I'll be on later today at some time thing. The problem is that from day to day, it's really hard for me to commit to being here. I will say that I try to be here at least 4 nights a week around the same time, but it's not always possible just due to how my life is. If streaming was a more viable career choice, I would definitely make a more concentrated effort to be on time all the time. It's a sink. Doesn't seem to contain any useful clues. Nope, no whiff of treasure either. You do know we're not actually looking for treasure, right? The other problem is, too, like, when I'm streaming a game like this, I don't know how far I'm gonna get in one night. So, like, what I stream might change from day to day because of that. I like kind of finishing one thing before moving on to another. Though I will juggle games if needed. What's with all the weird equipment? Not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here. Smells weird, though. Kinda musky, like wet fur. Oh, we're already playing Spelunky. Smells like wet fur in here. I didn't know you had such a keen nose. Oh, it's nothing special, really, except when it comes to sniffing out treasure. I'm gonna seal all my valuables away in airtight containers. No way, Mr. Edgeworth, I'd never steal any of your stuff. But you would happily steal someone else's? Not sure that's entirely reassuring. I like how Edgeworth just kinda... like, he doesn't understand that Kay wouldn't really steal something from someone if it wasn't related to, like, busting them for a crime. It's really funny that he just doesn't get that through his head. Hey, Bubs, thank you for the raid! How you doing? Let me give you a shout out. Oh, this is gonna change. You have numbers in your name. It's gonna change my PNG tuber. 1 second. 491. What y'all playing? That's everything except the body. Love the new PNG avatar. Thank you. The human one or the bird? These are all I was playing Jak and Daxter the Precursor trilogy. Nice. I've never played a Jak and Daxter game before. That's cool though. Thank you so much for the raid. If you need to do any self-care stuff after stream cooling down, thank you. I still haven't gotten the hang of giving that. I know everyone says that now, and I still haven't gotten the hang of saying it. Anyway, anyone else? Bird was what your comment was about. Do like the person one. The bird one isn't really new. I've had this one for over a year at this point, but I do love it a lot. Anyway, welcome Raiders. I'm Michael Macaw, variety PNG tuber and streamer. I stream random games, and right now I'm streaming Ace Attorney Investigations 2. And that's really all there is to say. Thought it was familiar. Yeah, I got that, and I got this one a year ago, and I kind of just delayed showing them off. But I have a bunch now too. I have like 9. Actually, this model is technically full because you can only hold 10 forms, and it's already full of them. Like them both. Nice. I got specialized ones for specific games that I might want to remove, like the puny one. Bronco Knight, killed the day before his court date. I better take a closer look. Huh? Is that... Oh, I see one of those in your office, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine. Makes sense. He loved chess, after all. Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time here. Folding chessboard with the pieces stored inside. It appears to have belonged to the victim. A rubber glove. Yep, just one, though. Should examine it in more detail. Much as you would like to stick around, it's 12:30, so you gotta pass out. Yeah, it's understandable. I'm a night owl, so this is like when I start, usually. But thank you for coming by, I appreciate it. Take care, and I hope your stream went well. Thank you. I will take good care of your community. There's mud all over it. Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies? Wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies. Not anywhere near my crime scene, you're not. The fingers are covered in blood on this side. I think we could safely assume that this blood was dropped sometime after Knight's blood had been spilt. We can? How come? Because it had been on the floor when the pool of blood was forming. Then the blood would have flowed around it, but not underneath it. Oh, meaning there'll only be a band of blood around the edges of the fingers, not all over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had pooled around the body. Maybe our murderer ditched it after they did the deed. It's certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped it must have seen the body. You there. Yes, sir. Have you seen that glove before? Yes, sir. The prisoners wear them for work. It's strange, though. Prisoners issued those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells. They aren't allowed to take them out without permission, and we always check. Suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Only one was found in the crime scene. Prison issued equipment for working inmates, stained with blood and mud. Blamud, as I call it. Inmate use only. I guess that means that it must be one of the prisoners who was using it, right? Yes, you would certainly imagine so. That looks like it was handwritten on there. Raid someone, just say that they're your problem now and leave. Dismissive and ominous. Usually the raiders are the one who will say something. Come on, come on, come on. Hurry up a little bit of class. Blah, 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 blah. This is a murder investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning. Oh, please. Even your heart must skip a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box. Not all of us think like you, Kay. Thankfully. That has a fancy looking inside to that chest set. I have a plastic one like this that just has all the pieces strewn about. These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones you have in your office. So how come these are black and white? Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made. As in they're unique and probably valuable. I like the sound of that. She's got that glint in her eye. She better not be planning a robbery. Nothing unusual there. Oh, we didn't see this before. So there's a corridor. Oh no, the workshop is in that room up there. Cell, cell, cell. Workshop A, workshop B, corridor. Cells at work. I've never seen that anime. I've heard it's really good. His neck brace is soaked with blood from the hole in his neck. I would assume that's the cause of death, and that it was probably instantaneous. He wouldn't have even had the chance to cry out for help. There's a small cut in his scalp, too. Was he struck by something? Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat? It's possible, but it's certainly too early to say with any certainty. Okay, you have your camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so we can photograph the body? Sure thing. All yours, Gummy. Thanks. Alright, here we go. These clothes sure are a mess, though, huh? Indeed. They appear to be covered in dirt. Killed instantly by a stab wound to the throat. His body's covered in dirt. There's also a small cut in his scalp where hit when he suffered a blow to the head. Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry. It would be a grave error to think anybody else could be quite like you, Detective. The body's partially covered by a dirt-stained tarp. And there's a rope on top of it, too. Was Knight tied up with a rope somehow? Discovered on top of Knight's body. Does this mean the victim was tied up? Take a look under the sheet as well. Look at all that red stuff. Yeah, I'd say that's blood, alright. Features a colorful design, and stained what I would believe would be the victim's blood. Just keep looking around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure of it. There's something on his finger. Let's take a closer look, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a ring, and an expensive-looking one at that. Don't even think about it, Kay. What? I didn't say anything. Really all there was here? Alright, we're going inverted mode. Oh, well, bloody okay. Hoo-yeah! These tarps have a pretty distinctive design. In fact, it's the same design as the bloody tarp around Mr. Knight's body. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. That'll teach you to be so careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around. Currently really missing the 3D on the 3DS since I'm playing something where I'm struggling with depth perception. Okami. But also just missed the effect. Sad I played the mobile ports of A, 5, and 6. I bet those games look nice in 3D. They looked okay. It was very basic. There was not a ton to it. In fact, I don't remember if Spirit of Justice had 3D in it. It may not have. You love Okami? I have it. I've never played it. I want to play it before the sequel comes out. Thought you were on sabbatical. Also, my brother said I should really stream Disco Elysium at some point, which I've been curious about it, but I just thought it was going to be like a long-ass game, so I don't know. I've been told it's actually not very long at all, so I might look into that at some point. Bloody tarp jotted in my organ. Wow, I didn't hit the button. Not a bad bit of evidence gathering. Downright delightful, I'd say. Colorful tarp found in the victim's body. Some of these were being stored in Workshop A. Ha! Nothing could stop us when we're on the hunt together. Right, Gummy? You betcha! We're unstoppable! A regular 3 Musketeers! Let's not get carried away, Detective. There's one thing we still haven't found. Huh? What do you mean, sir? What's missing from this crime scene? No, we got blood, we got footprints, we need a murder weapon, baby. I see no sign of a murder weapon anywhere. You're right, I didn't even think of that. Come now, Detective. Something about the shit, sorry. There are basic investigative principles we're talking about here. Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir. Don't worry, Gummy. It hadn't crossed my mind either. In fact, that hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. Items that could prove even potentially lethal are strictly controlled within a prison. After all, we wouldn't want the inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one. Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth. What was the murder weapon, and where has it gone? Answers to these questions may be the keys to figuring out what happened here. Kami looks great, but its art style does not work well for more precise platforming than, since hard to judge distance. Yeah, I can imagine. I've heard the game is pretty easy, though. Huh. Didn't know the guy had a whole entourage. Who's this? Oh. Excusez-moi, but this is the scene of the crime, right? You're... Wait a second. Are you... No way. Those piercing eyes. That furrowed brow. Mr. Fender. It's been far too long. I know, right? But even after all this time, I'd know that deep bow anywhere. And that neckwear, obvs. How do you say that? Give me a hug, buddy. I love that pose. Manfred von Karma, the man, the legend. Gotta say, didn't expect to see you here. What are you talking about, pal? That's Mr. Edgeworth, not that old geezer. Detective, please. Edgeworth? Whoa! Guess that explains the fresh face. Can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. There's a spitting image of the old devil in his day. I see you haven't changed. Yeah. Game is easier to skill issuing. I mean, I have problems with judging depth sometimes, too. Shadows make it very easy. I need those. How many years has it been? Man, good question. But who's counting, eh? Been away traveling so long and lost track. That was like Steve ruling that for a second there. Been away traveling so long I lost track. You know how it is. But you know what I do remember? You betraying everything you were supposed to stand for. Oh, where did that come from? And who are you, anyway? This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney. His fan translation name was Raymond Shields, which, cool name. I do think Eddie Fender is a funnier pun overall. And I mean, the series just, you know, it's a pun-based series, so they have a pun-based economy. He's a defense attorney. Enchanté, as they say. Defender's the name and defendant's the game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Ba-bum-bum. Detective Dick Gumshoe. And I'm Kay Faraday, great thief. I'm on sabbatical at the moment, though. A great thief? Wow, that's so romantic. Très chic, if you will. Right? It's so nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise, actually. Even made signing up super simple. Sounds awesome. Love to come hang out with you guys if you'll have me. Sorry, I should have also mentioned it's girls only. And they have to be super fun and super cool and... Hey, I totally get it. No hard feelings, yeah? Come on, bring it in. You've got to be kidding. My bad, my bad. Guess I'm just used to how they do things elsewhere, you know? Ahem. And why are you here, Mr. Fender? Whoops, almost forgot this is your scene. Keeping the defense out is strategy number 1 in the Von Karma playbook, after all, isn't it? Hey, quit it with all the Von Karma stuff, pal. What gives? Like the name Eddie from Let's So Fender. Yeah, it's a weird last name, but, like, it works with the pun. It really only works when you're saying the whole name at once. That's how a lot of the puns in this game work. Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is, unfortunately, understandable. It is? Yeah, Von Karma was a douche. You were there. I take it you're Mr. Knight's attorney. Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, I was supposed to be, anyway. So he was planning to represent Knight. His client had him murdered. He and I would have faced off against each other in court. Better see what he has to say for himself. I mean, the thing is, though, we know Knight did it, so it's not like we'd be going up against, like, an attorney who was clearly defending an innocent person. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? This is what the inside of the prison looks like. Good to know. Good to know. Someone's highly motivated to learn today. You're just not on top of your game, Mr. Edgeworth. This stuff is important. Gotta be prepared for when the time comes. Which will never come from me, I must say. Still, I won't discourage you from finding out more. Need to gather a little more information myself. These are my powers of logic to piece it all together. Huh? For me? You shouldn't have. Always wanted to rock one of these upon my lapel. Thanks, you're a star. Never said I was giving it to you. Just yanking your chain. I've already got a badge of my own, see? You don't wear your attorney's badge? Once in a blue moon. Goes nicely with my winter coat, as it happens. Guy's got a dress to impress, know what I mean? Impress who exactly? I think I get it. This is it, huh? The key to unraveling this whole mystery? Yes, perhaps. Great, you keep hold of it then, yeah? Quickly now, back in your pocket it goes. Guess he doesn't think much of it. But the Bronx, there was a bit of a chess fiend. Indeed, perhaps we might have enjoyed a game had we met under different circumstances. Sounds like a riot. Not my cup of tea, though, really. Too much thinking fries my noggin. Oh, please. As I recall, I've yet to beat you even once. Yeah, well, that was a long time ago. Now that you're a big-shot prosecutor, I bet I wouldn't stand a chance. If you say so, Fender. I suppose we could leave it at a stalemate. For now. Never was one to show his hand. Age 36. Wow, he's younger than me. Ugh. Ugh, that hurts to see. A defense attorney I've known for a long time but haven't seen in years. Apparently he lived abroad for a while. So the victim asked you to represent... Ugh. So the victim asked you to represent him, huh? Why did he say huh? Edgeworth would never say that. Sure did. Supposed to have a little chat today. As was I, but a guard showed up instead and told us his body had been found. I'm as bummed about it as you. Even brought him some weenies to cheer him up. Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison. Oh yeah, well it's here now. Want some? Little vice I picked up on my travels. It's so Moorish. No, thank you. Fine, you do you. What are you doing here, anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear Nightside. Uncon was always more of a convicted defendant at all costs guy. He didn't teach you that? That was a long time ago. You say so. Sure you don't want any weenies? No, thank you. Have you met with your client previously? Yes, indeed, Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronxter called me the minute he was arrested. Sounded really freaked out, man. Oh yeah, mentioned your little performance, too. According to him, you really made a nuisance of yourself. And not a kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that. He's dead and I'm alive, so fuck him. Boy, did he not like you. Trash talk you something fierce. Can't say I didn't join in on the fun, though. Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender? Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. I don't think I've ever had that much of a gas. Oh, so you come here a lot? Hey, don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars. Just happen to know someone who is. The visitor's room is usually where I'm at, but this isn't exactly my first time in the clink, either. In which case, I better ask him what he knows about this room. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime? Huh? Oh, this room? None, dude. What do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. A classroom, a morgue, a recreation room. Is it a recreation room? Whoa, I don't even want to know how you spend your spare time, Edgeworth. But I guess there's plenty here you could play with if you used your imagination. Probs. Now let's see what the key answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong. This is actually a workshop. Was that even one of the choices? It was a morgue. Oh, maybe it was a workshop. Maybe I wasn't looking. Just wasn't paying attention. So all the options he gave me were wrong. Oh yeah, how infantile. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. I didn't fuck this up. Cons come here to perform various duties. They can learn new skills too. Thanks some qualifications for when they're back on the street. I see. And how is this access to this room controlled? Who has the key? Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answers. My man over there does, though. Right, compadre? Yes, sir. The workshops aren't locked with physical keys. The doors are fitted with sensors instead. What kind of sensors? Inmates are issued with special bracelets, sir. Ever seen that show, Dead Man Wonderland? It's kind of like that, except they don't explode. When they walk through a workshop door, the sensors checks with their bracelet. And if they're not supposed to be here, ding-a-ling-a-ling, an alarm sounds. I'm like giving him the Eddie voice. They let it ring for too long, then bzz, they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. If they try to break or remove the bracelet, bzz, a shock 3 times worse than that. What? That's brutal. Guess they need to ensure the inmates follow the rules, but that does sound a bit excessive. If they wish to pass through a door like this one, prisoners need to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in. Get all that? Have any prisoners used this workshop today? No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had. So no prisoners have entered, let alone used this workshop today. Fitted to each workshop's door, they detect and react to prisoners' bracelets by raising the alarm. Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something here that shouldn't be. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my powers of deduction to solve this mystery. What should not be here? Well, the inmate glove, I guess. Could this be related to the evidence somehow? Eureka! Prisoners aren't able to come and go from this room from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would detect their bracelets and the alarm would sound. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. Authorization denied. I was checking something. And yet here we are here we have a rubber glove of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So where'd the glove come from, sir? I don't know, Detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know for now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. You, apart from the prisoners and the guards, who else has access to this room? No one, sir. This is a prison, after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there is. Mr. Fender? Come on, don't play us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do that prisoners and guards aren't the only ones who could come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean... But sir, they're... Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You have a pair of peepers in that hard head of yours? You ain't seen them on the way in? Wandering about like in corridors, chilling with their buds? Bet if you mosey on out of that door right now, you'd trip over one of them before you'd even taken a step. Listen, pal, we've had just about enough of your baloney. Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you have a very narrow mind. What did you... Hold it! Detective. Sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing, isn't that what they say? March 27th, 11:06 a.m. Prison. Corridor. This is no ordinary slammer. Here, the humans share their space with some special friends. A whole-ass horse. Animals? I kind of like that. That's a good thumbnail image, actually. Here, let me pull up this. This might be a good screenshot for this part. There we go. Yep, furred and feathered friends of all shapes and sizes. Guard filled me in on how it came to be. Seems they decided to try a little experiment in animal therapy a few years back. Cons were assigned a critter each, a buddy to help keep their spirits up. Really? Wow, that sounds like so much fun. Spinning cat loaf. Plus, inmates can even earn pet care qualifications as they go through some job training with the animals. What is that? It's another Proton John emote. Oh, that must be what all the equipment in the workshop is for. You got it. Room set specially for that training stuff. So, when you said somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime, exactamundo, big guy. I was talking about these guys. That means you're still talking baloney. What would an animal do with a rubber glove? Good question. All I'm saying is it was possible. The rest is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, if you want me to arrest this piece of baloney, just say the word. Let me get this straight. Are you saying these animals can wander freely around the prison? You know those sensors on the doors? They detect the prisoner's bracelets and sound the alarm when someone goes walkabout. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open doors right up. They are? Uh-huh. They're implanted just under the skin around the shoulders. It was the monkey! The little monkey fella did it. Big needle, quick jab, and voila! What? Doesn't it hurt? Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me, anyway. And where was I? Ah, right. So the point is, they're not the baddies here, so there's no reason to punish them. It's ironic, really. Here in this institution where the humans are caged, the animals are free to roam to their heart's content. That sounds like an ideal society to me, let me tell you. They open the door if an animal is detected, but raise the alarm if an inmate's bracelet is detected. They're not completely free, though. Can't leave the prison. They can't leave the prison proper, for one thing. No sensor on that big mother of a door out, you see. Ah. What's that tinkling sound? Sir? Barf. Barf. Dog. Just look at that thing. And is that a bell around its neck? That explains the sound, I suppose. Gotta cross-examine the dog. Mr. Edgeworth, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to lose to a dog. Not for nothing, sir, but your dog handling skills could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat them right. Come on now, come to Gummy. It's really funny, too, because in the anime, they established that Edgeworth had a dog as a child. And in fact, saved it from a woman who was, like, abusing it. So, it's kind of funny to think that he can't handle a dog as an adult. Love the characters in this case a lot. Nick, I have no idea what I would even do for that. I did not know that person, like, at all, to be honest. And honestly, I don't really, like, it's not my place to talk about them. You know, it is what it is. I can't really, like, it's not that I'm dismissing what you're saying. It's just that I literally do not have an answer for what you're asking. To be fair, was he taking care of it and feeding it, or his parents? I think he was taking care of it in the anime, yeah. Like, it was his dog. He asked, that was before everything with Gregory happened. Man, ignored by a dog. That dog was certainly very different to the other animals, and it seemed to have a real thing against me, and only me. Alrighty then, you've met the menagerie. What's next? Guess we better interview some witnesses, right, sir? Indeed, we need more information regarding what was happening around the time the body was found. Let's start with that guy. Hey, you there in the cell! Stone statue. Ignored again. Hello, we were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about this morning's incident. Is anyone else a little afraid of this guy? Not a big talker, huh? It's alright, man, I'm on your side here. Let's start with the handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice? Seconds out. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, I get it, man. Not everyone's the hugging type. I'm cool with that. Bear. It's really funny that they're like, oh, support animal, sure, and then they give him a bear. Round 1, 10 reps each. What is this man up to? Better see what he has to say for himself. Your name? From the blue corner, it's Rocco D259, Carcerado. Don't mind if I keep moving, do you, boss? Fighter can't let his heart rate drop, see? Doesn't look like there's any danger of that. Don't you worry you'll lose too much weight doing all that. Gotta make weight before a fight, boss. Won't even make it to the ring if you don't. So you're... Wait, I get it. You gotta be a boxer, right? Was, back in the day. But it's good to stay fighting fit. Leastways, that's how I see it. So is the bear part where you were training too? Looks kind of like an apron. It's so cute. Ain't nothing cute about Teddy. He's my partner, see? Your polar bear keeps me on my toes. Seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you and Teddy at the time of the incident? Come on, boss. I ain't no stoolie. And I don't know nothing no-how. I'll be the judge of that. Please answer the question. Are you a punch drunk or something, boss? Told you. I don't know zip. Look at that neck vein. Ah, so we won't play ball. Guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. The more he protests his ignorance, the more certain I am he's hiding something. Alright, let's see exactly what you do and don't know, shall we, Mr. Carcerado? Mind chess. Oh, I gotta raise my chair, it's sinking. There we go. Now, let us analyze the state of play. He adopts a boxing stance when he's on high alert. My guess is that things won't go well if I push too hard at such moments. My opponent is on the offensive. I should remain calm and bide my time. He's bound to reveal an opening eventually, which is when I'll pounce. First, let's see if our friend here knows anything about the incident. I'll start by asking about his movements, and bring this fight to an end before he knows what hit him. Why don't you start by telling me what you've done today? You will answer me, Mr. Carcerato. What? You want a shot at the champ? Is that it? Put him up, pal. Throwing the towel already? It's gotta be a record. Fisticuffs is hardly my style, but I'm more than happy to take you on in a game of chess. Incidentally, don't you get tired ducking and diving like that all the time? Think I don't got the stamina, kid? Oh, just you try me. I ain't tired. Not today, not ever. Especially not today. Took it real easy this morning. Had me some quiet cell time. Hardly broke a sweat. Really, you look pretty sweaty to me. You can give me a break, will ya? I'm done talking, okay? I'm tired. Yeah, real tired. You may have kept your boxing skills sharp, Mr. Carcerato. I'm afraid your lying needs quite a bit of work. Head out for bed. Hope the rest of the stream is good. Thank you, Roxas Enjoyer. You take care. You have a good night. I'll see you around. Tired. Really? I hardly think that's possible. Especially not after you just told me about your quiet cell time this morning. Oof. Gotta be careful there, Teddy. This guy lands. He lands. Why would you be allowed to have that? You could kill someone with it. He's hiding something, I'm sure of it. Should try to ask him about what was happening at the time of the incident, both in and out of his cell. Won't need to use my fists in this next round. No, I'll deliver this knockout using carefully chosen words alone. Did you notice anything strange around the time of the incident? What do you mean, strange? Answer the question. Tell me what was going on around that time. Wish I could help you, boss. But I was asleep. We both was. I don't have a clue as to how to proceed with this line of questioning. I need to reconsider my approach. Do you remember what you were doing at the time of the incident? To be fair, they let people bring whips and other weapons to the courtrooms. Yeah, but this is a convicted, felon. Possibly murderer. I was, catching some Z's. We both was. This incident happened only a short while ago. You seem wide awake, all things considered. Fighter's gotta be able to get up quick when he's down. But he needs his beauty sleep, too. Builds muscle. Is that so? Then I apologize for waking you. I've read that the rest is important for part of any boxer's training regimen. You don't say. So Mr. Prosecutor's savvy when it comes to the fighting game, huh? Who knew? Interesting. How'd you know I'm a prosecutor? I don't remember telling you. You've been eavesdropping, haven't you? You've been listening to every word we said out here in the corridor. Which means you weren't asleep, and that you were lying, again. You're good, kid. I'll be clean with that one. Alright, I admit it. I wasn't catching no Z's. But what? I can't work out in a cell no more without lawyers getting involved? Or is a man taking care of himself a crime now? The fact that we know he was awake is an important development. Could well prove to be a useful clue. Time to deploy my clue. Enough of your barefaced lies. Ha, bear. You weren't asleep, you were exercising. You told me as much yourself. Oof, counterpunch, huh? Should have seen that one coming. Seems I have you on the ropes, Mr. Carcerato. It's time to come clean about what you know. Alright, you don't gotta shout about it. Stomping around like you own the place. Teddy and his pals have been scared enough this morning already. Already, you say? You've done well to endure this long, but I fear you'll soon be out for the count. You say the animals have been scared enough already, which implies something happened here earlier. Well, what was it, Mr. Carcerado? Quit it, will ya? Getting shellacked here. Fine. Somebody yelled, okay? Real loud, real scared. All the little guy's scared, too. Yeah, laugh it up, Mr. Big Shot Lawyer. Let me see you do the same thing in the ring. Checkmate. I think we now established that you know more than you're letting on, don't you? So satisfying when the music cuts out or change in mind chest, even when just watching. Yeah, the sound designers really do a good job. Like, there's a reason people play the game when they don't know what to do, and they just present the evidence over and over until the music stops. Because that music stopping is always done for effect. Fine, I'll talk. Did it, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's not get carried away, Kay. Our work here has only just begun. Hey, can we call a timeout here for a sec, guys? Something super big I need to say. It's just, well, it's like fate brought us here today after all these years, Edgeworth. And it's a real privilege watching how you work. Eye-opening stuff, in fact. Just thought you should know I'll be just thought you should know I'll be telling you know who what you've become. Who know who? Keen to get the lowdown, huh? Well, hold it! That's enough. This has nothing to do with Kay. Whoa, don't have a cow, man. Why so sensitive? But whatever you wish to whomever you wish. Just do it on somebody else's time. Whatever you say, boss man. But I think he should know at least. You know how you've been living your life since you signed on to doing things the Von Karma way. After all, you've already disappointed him enough for one lifetime already, am I right? What's he talking about, Mr. Edgeworth? Nothing that need concern you, Kay. Our focus should be on Mr. Carcerado. Now, shall we continue? It's time to hear the truth at last. You won't land a glove on me, kid. The incident. It was a show, finished right around 10 a.m. Came back here after, did me some training. Leastways tried to. Barely got to the count of 2 before someone screams, "What the? Ah!" Guy was howling, crying for help. What can I do? I'm locked up in here, right? So I tunes it out and I gets back to work. Find it curious that we'd pay so little heed to a desperate cry for help. Like I say, boss, what can I do? Besides, this is a joint. Don't nobody thank nobody for getting involved in what ain't none of their concern. I hear you, brother. Best you could do is rubberneck from in there anyway, am I right? You mentioned training, Mr. Carcerado. Can't help but notice how well equipped your cell is. There's a guy, the Fixer they call him. What's a Fixer? Well, he could get his hands on just about anything you need, for a price. No way. Think you could find me a... Perhaps, Mr. Carcerado, what you ought to ask for is a beginner's guide to giving better testimony. Because I can promise you that you'll be down for the count in 1. You? Put me down? Try it, you bum. And what am I? Chopped liver? Rebut. Well... Hold it! What kind of show was it exactly? Depends on the day. They bring them in from outside, you see? Singers, dancers, all kinds. Gives us cons a little something to look forward to. Nice, that sounds like fun. And you went along to see today's show? Sure I did. Can't miss a chance to get a glimpse of the outside world now, can I? Then it was over. Hold it! What did this training involve? Let's see now. Today was stamina and rhythm work, which means jump rope. What? In a tiny cell? How? What about Teddy? Isn't that dangerous for him? Kid's no dummy. The second I get my rope out, he jumps up and holds on tight. You jump rope with a polar bear clinging to your chest. Told you, didn't I? We're partners. Besides, a little extra weight's good for me. Anyway, started jumping rope. Hold it! Tell us more about the scream you heard. It was the scream of a guy about to scream his last. And I should know. Whoa there, good buddy. There's a time and place, you know? So it was clearly audible. Guy backed into a corner fighting for his life. You ever hear something like that, boss? Well, I have. And yeah, It was clearly audible. I think that kind of proves that this dude murdered someone. Inmate and former boxer is obsessed with training. He has a pet polar bear named Teddy, age 31. Rocco Carcerado.
Hold it!
And that's all you heard. There was nothing else? Nope, nothing much anyhow. So there was something. What else did the victim say? You have to tell me. Oh, I do, huh? Why don't you come on over here and I'll see if you can make you squeal like he did. Whoa. Forgive the kid there. He doesn't know when to quit. Come on, Miles, apologize to the good man. This is clearly important, yet he insists on remaining infuriatingly vague. Look, friend, how about you let this slide? Please, for me. So yeah, I heard the voice, like I said.
Hold it!
You were able to concentrate on your training, even after hearing all that screaming. Look, if I was on the outside, maybe things would have been different. Maybe I would have seen what I could do. This ain't the outside. Can't go no place, even if I want to. You didn't think to slip out from your cell to go take a peek? I don't think anybody else would have thought of doing that except you, Kay. If only this wasn't a prison, Mr. Knight might have lived. Somehow doubt it. Frankly speaking, there was no saving him. What? But if somebody could have just gotten to him in time... Mr. Carcerado is clearly lying. What I don't understand is why. Let's see what I can uncover by pointing out the contradiction in his testimony. He got stabbed in the throat, he couldn't scream. Putting the pieces together, it seems he was arrested for going too far in a boxing match and accidentally killing his opponent. I mean, that's very well possible, but usually, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, again, this isn't real life, obviously, but if I'm not mistaken, in professional boxing, don't the boxers kind of sign a waiver saying that death in the ring, at least from, you know, from normal boxing, is kind of protected under, like, you know, under the stipulation of the match? Not that anyone would aim for that, but, like, you know, you punch someone in the head, and they get a concussion and die from it. If it's an officially sanctioned fight, you're not getting arrested for that. It's not really, you know, unless there was a clear sign that you were intentionally going to kill someone. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's protection against that, though. But yeah, I do. From the way Carcerado was talking when he said he's heard that scream before, it sounded like he intentionally killed someone. That's what it sounds like he was arrested for. Are you listening carefully, Mr. Carcerado? Who said it was an official match? True. Yeah, maybe he's not a real boxer. You never know. Huh, you trying to be cute or something? Victim died from a wound to the throat, and very quickly at that. He had neither the time nor the ability to scream, as you claim he did. You say you heard the victim's cries, and yet that would have been impossible. But there must have been a scream. He said there was. He said there was? Quit looking so smug, will ya? Fine, I admit it. I didn't hear nothing, alright? But the guy in the next cell did. He told me so. The next cell? You mean... Huh? What do you want? Heard a scream. What of it? We came back from the show and they put us in our cells, same as always. Then, just like this guy, I heard it. A scream. Real scary one. Scary how, exactly? Didn't tell them this part, I guess, but it was kind of like... Eek! Someone, anyone, come quickly! He's... something like that. Well, I guess it's safe to say that probably wasn't the victim. Indeed, it sounds more likely to have been the person who found his body. Oh, that explains it. So Mr. Carcerado was telling the truth, more or less. Is that really the case, though? Are there really no other problems with this testimony? I mean, there's obviously a problem, otherwise you wouldn't be asking me. I'm afraid a new problem has reared its head. Namely, why didn't you hear the scream yourself, Mr. Carcerado? Yeah, what gives, pal? How come you didn't hear anything when your neighbor heard it clear as day? Ah! Ugh! What, do you think I did the crime or something, huh? I'm inside of this here cell? Guy died over in the workshop, in case you forgot. yeah, it does seem a little weird now that you mention it. He's right. Neither of us could have done it. Because let me tell you, if I could get out of this cage and murder somebody... if I could get out of this here cage and murder somebody, you'd all be toast. Ah! Ain't that the truth? You bums ain't living this place in one piece if any of us can help it. Yeah, so Carcerado would be fine to murder someone again. I think it's fine that he's in prison. Almost forgot that these men are hardened criminals. I won't be doing that anytime soon. Guessing this wasn't how you saw this going, Mr. Edgeworth. It's my next move here. Won't get much more out of them in this state.
Overruled.
It's her. Who's there? Oh god, it's them. Order in the court. Who died and made you the boss of me, huh? Can't you see we're kind of busy here? Hush now. Silence is golden. It is. Your hand, if you please. By the power vested in me, I hereby sentence you. Blissful silence. To blissful silence. Praise be, a simple life awaits you. No money, no possessions. May the goddess of justice watch over you, now and always. Guard, if you would. Looks like you'll be spending the night in solitary, buddy. What? Come on, please, boss. Any place but there. There's no need to be afraid, my child. If anything, you should rejoice. This is a blessing, a chance to redeem yourself, to be reborn. No! Oh, goddess of justice, bless your child and keep him in your care. Oh, Holy One, we give thanks in your name. And you are... My chair is sunk again. Verity Gavel, at your service. It is my honor to bear the title of judge, and to work at the pleasure of the law. Hate this I like how the two comments in chat right now. Happy this character exists. I hate this lady. So cool seeing another judge, yeah. Her fan translation name was Justine Courtley, which is straightforward. I do kind of like the pun Gavel better, because her gavel is kind of a central part of her character. You like hating her. She's a cool character. This game has so many good characters in general. And what is a judge doing in a place like this? Since you ask, Mr. Edgeworth, I have been sent here to find you. I come bearing a message from the Committee for Prosecutor Excellence. I come bearing a message from the Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. She's clearly designed to be hated? I don't think so. CPE. In the fan-translated version, it was the P... Was it the PCE? I can't remember. It was a three-word organization in the fan translation as well. And it's my sacred duty to deliver it. The Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. What the heck is that? It's the first and foremost a name that should not be taken in vain, my child. For it is a sacred phrase from the goddess of justice herself. Why don't I fill you in, kiddo? The committee is a panel of 11 people whose job is to keep our beloved prosecutors honest. In other words, they make sure people like Edgeworth here don't cross the professional line. The panel is comprised of people from both the legal and political professions. A panel of which you are a member of, I assume. I am. Allow me to thank you on the committee's behalf for your service. What god of justice does she worship that makes her feel okay with hindering the investigations of others? I don't know. It's an authorization issue. Thanks for coming to see us like this. Speaking for myself, it's a real honor to meet you. It's always great to hang out with a judicial compadre. Come on, bring it in and chillax. We're all friends here.
Overruled.
It's a pretty good voice clip. The fan translation, the voice actress they got to do that overruled clip, that was really good. They're both good in their own way. May I remind you that the committee has a long-standing relationship with the Bar Association. Nah, I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to lighten the mood, okay? So your job is to find bad prosecutors and punish them? Precisely, my child. Praise be to the goddess of justice for bestowing her gift of insight unto you. The committee has the power to remove problematic prosecutors from cases. And should a prosecutor truly unworthy of the title be brought to our attention, we are vested with the power to confiscate that prosecutor's badge. And what does the committee for prosecutory, whatever you said, want with Mr. Edgeworth? We're in the middle of an investigation here.
Objection!
Pitiful. You really don't know, do you? What an ignoramus. We're winning now, pals. And who are you, pal? Winner. Eustace Winner. Prosecutor extraordinaire. Though you might know me as just the Winner, a name they call me down at the prosecutor's office. So his French translated name was Sebastian de Best. Also, she supports Eustace. Okay, but there is a reason for all that. We'll get to that as the game goes along. Like his new objection, yeah. I can't remember what his fan translated one. I know it was like whiny sounding, but I can't remember if it sounded like Clavier from Apollo Justice or not. I guess we'll find out when we get to the next game. But yeah, his fan translated name was Sebastian de Best. I can understand Sebastian getting switched out because of Rook's name being Sebastian. Winner is kind of like very on the nose, but I mean de Best was also kind of silly. I will say this is probably the one instance where I do like the fan translated name better. Yeah, de Best was a great fan translated name. Winner just kind of, it's just like, I mean, it's obvious both ways. It's just like the pun is almost lost with it being winner rather than he's the best. He's just the winner. With great affection, I might add. That's not what his voice should sound like. I have never heard of you. And how about Detective Flatfoot over there? Nope. Name means nothing to me. Well, it's to be expected of an ignoramus, I suppose. Ignorance is sweet, as they say, so I'm sure most things mean sweet nothings to you. Ignorance is bliss, Winner, and I don't think sweet nothings means what you think it means. It's entirely natural that you aren't yet acquainted. Eustace only joined us just last month. So he's nothing but a rookie? I'm not just any rookie, I'm a winning rookie. Eustace also can be similar to Justice, making his name Justice Winner. Yeah, I suppose so. Which he will prove himself to be in due time. Now let us cut to the chase. I'm here to clean up your mess, Edgeworth. What do you mean? What mess? I fear I know exactly what he means. The committee sending an envoy with a new prosecutor in tow. I suspect I know what you're getting at, Winner. But I'm going to need a few more details here. Do you mind explaining, Judge Gavel? Very well. By the power vested in me by the Goddess of Justice, I hereby declare that in the matter of the incident at the presidential address and the murder of Mr. Bronco Knight, the committee hereby decrees that Prosecutor Edgeworth be relieved of his duties and replaced by Prosecutor Winner. Here ends the verdict. Custom. Yeah, that's different from the other game's gavel animation. What? Mr. Edgeworth's off the case, just like that? Judge Gavel, I believed I asked for an explanation. No explanations required. The guilty verdict is in, the goddess has spoken, and her judgment is final.
Objection!
And what exactly have I done to warrant being taken off the case? Come now, Mr. Edgeworth, claiming ignorance of your own crimes will not serve to lessen your guilt. You boarded the presidential plane, violating the principle of extraterritoriality, blah, blah, blah. And while there, you performed an unsanctioned investigation and subjected a visiting foreign leader to questioning. You were one wrong move away from causing a major international incident. You vastly overstepped the authority of your office. To call it an abuse of power would be no understatement.
Objection!
True. I don't deny that I may have pushed the boundaries where certain rules were concerned. In other words, I broke the rules. But there's also no denying that certain risks must be taken if one is to arrive at the truth. I refuse to concede that my actions were inappropriate. Inappropriate. That's how inappropriate they were. He used 4 P's in that word. And what you are saying is that the ends justify the means, that rules can be freely ignored. I once heard a judge say that at a school. That's a very dangerous way of thinking. The law is absolute. It's not to be bent to your whims. Ooh. She's sounding very, she's being very reminiscent of a character from another Ace Attorney game here. One I haven't streamed yet, so... Shh. Hey, Rozzy, how you doing? Forgive me, but not all of us believe as you do. Is that so? How unfortunate. Still, it changes nothing. When a trial ends, the hammer falls. Be you defendant or attorney, even if the verdict seems irrational, nothing more can be done. Nothing, that is, but to give thanks to the Goddess of Justice's divine grace. Unless you wish to appeal. To do so would be to risk your badge, of course. So they mean to take my badge if I don't play along. Whoa, tough break, Edgeworth. I see you've accepted your fate. Good. Guards, if you would be so kind to escort him out. Guards, impregnate this prosecutor right this instant. Where was she when Von Karma was causing chaos? I don't know, but again, that does come up. I'm not gonna mention specific stuff here. I'm good as usual. Just got back from work. What's happening? Second case of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Also just noticed the Scales of Justice on her sleeve there. I didn't notice that in her design before. No! Stop! What are you doing, detective? I'm in charge here now, so you'll do as I say and move out of the way. What? You're not the boss of me? Unluckily for you, Flatfoot, that's exactly what I am. They're holding all the cards here. I don't stand a chance. Detective Gumshoe, do as Mr. Winter says. But sir... Judge Gavelle? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. The committee's decision is beyond irrational. So yes, I do plan to appeal. You haven't heard the last of this. Duly noted. Until we meet again, then. Let's go, Kay. We're leaving. Right. Oh, and remember, you know who will be getting the full report on all of this. I want to talk to... Is that Polly? To be continued. Hey, we made our first save point. That was a lot quicker. The last case, it took 2 hours between both segments. Alright, well, I've mentioned this before. I'm going to be taking... I'm going to be recording this a bit differently. We're still going to keep going forward here, but every to be continued, I'm going to be cutting the recording out to make a new part, because I want to have a backlog of videos to go up on the VOD channel while I'm at MagFest. So that'll extend this playthrough out quite a few parts if I do one a day. So if I wonder where Ink Vox Von Karma is. It's funny because earlier there was a phrase, someone mentioned the phrase instant karma, and I said, man, it would be helpful, it would be funny if he showed up. I haven't seen Karma in a few days, actually. I don't know where he's been. It's unusual. He's not spoken. I haven't seen him since New Year's Day. He's online right now. He's on his phone. He's mobile, so maybe he can't watch the stream. That's a shame. He hasn't seen any of this game yet. Bruh. Alright. Gonna take a quick second here to stop the recording, and then we'll start the next segment.